Yeah.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, and welcome to NerdTube. We are coming with you with a very quick off-the-cuff video because there has been some future endeavors within the WWE. The most notable of all these future endeavors is the John Morrison himself. I forgot who he was portraying. The guy from the Doors. Was it Jim Davis?
Jim Morrison, I think.
Yeah, Jim Morrison. Yeah. God, I'm getting all my names mixed up. But nevertheless, that man, who was a tough enough winner. Was he a tough enough winner or a tough enough contestant?
Tough enough winner. He and The Miz, I think, are the two dudes that came out of Tough Enough and did some shit.
Yeah, pretty much. The Miz. And hello, boss man. How you doing?
I'm all right.
Cool. And so it's not nowadays. It's not surprising that WWE are releasing people. I mean, they've released so many wrestlers in this last month or so that all of these guys, they can get together and we can have like we can have the world released wrestlers of the WWE Federation. Because there's so many of these motherfuckers that have gone. Anyway, it looks like you're bursting to say something, Jose. So go for it, mate.
Yeah, I'm just not even surprised by all these releases. I don't know about y'all, but for me, this is the first time since 2006 that I just don't even care. Since Eddie Guerrero died, this is the first time I'm just like, I don't care what's going on within WWE because they're letting everybody go. It's like, who do you have? You got Dolph Ziggler, you got Tamina, you got Natalya, you got Roman Reigns, you got the Usos. You got the Street Profits. You got Bianca Belair. And don't be surprised if a lot of these guys end up on the chopping block next because unless you're a lifer like The Undertaker or Shawn Michaels or Roman Reigns or John Cena, you're going to be another cog in the wheel. That's all you are to these people. It's crazy.
Well, you can see the nepotism runs riot in the WWE with all the people related to fucking Roman Reigns, whether they be a cousin or a pretend cousin, distant cousin through marriage, or just fucking plain Samoan. If you're part of that crew, then you get and you're a botched fucking queen, like Nia Jax is.
But she got released.
What's the other one? The other one.
Tamina still has a job.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, they're both botched queens, nevertheless, and. Yeah, so if you're a botch queen like her and you're injuring wrestlers, well, you know what? I guess it makes news articles, so we'll keep you.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm shocked. Yeah, there are people in the WWE still who I'm kind of surprised are still there, like Ziggler, but Morrison going. Well, it's shocking and it's not shocking. It's.
Yeah, Morrison is one of those dudes that should have won the world title a decade ago when he was hot, when people wanted him to be world champion, and then he decided, you know what, I'm getting out of here, and he left, and it was for the best that he left. He got to go to Lucha Underground and Impact and, did some cool stuff there, but now it's like, okay, you're gone. You'll probably go as Johnny Dynamite to AEW or something next.
Johnny Dynamite. Yeah, I mean, I mean, it is fascinating. Like all these people coming and going within the WWE, but it didn't feel too long ago that he came back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was I think so. A little last, well, it must be the last year at least.
Yeah, I think it was definitely within the last year he came back. I think maybe 2 years ago. It's been a couple years, I think, for sure. And then they let go of the only other guys I know, Drake Maverick, which he was only around really for the 24/7 Waffle House Championship thingy that R-Truth and others currently run around and do. So don't be surprised if you're going to see a lot of the low card guys end up getting cut by Rumble time, I think, here in the next couple months.
Because that's 42, by the way, Morrison. I thought he was older than that. He's been around for such a long time. But he's only 42. I mean, he can still go for another 6-7 years before you can really start seeing that ring rust kick in. But his style of wrestling is not necessarily mat based. I also think that the thing with Morrison, I think it was kind of in the shadow of Jeff Hardy a little bit, because the way WWE goes, okay, we can have one, super extravagant guy on the roster. Maybe not the best on the mic. I mean, when I say not the best on the mic, I'm not saying that these guys can't use a mic, but they haven't got the natural flow, and they can sometimes come across a little bit wooden. I'm not saying they're not comfortable on it, but there's an essence you have on the mic which makes you sound authentic. And unfortunately for people like Hardy and the people like Morrison, they just sound like they're trying more than they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't come naturally to them. And what would help?
Yeah,
do what the Miz did. Go take acting classes, because that's how the Miz. Because if you remember when the Miz first showed up, Miz couldn't talk to save his life, and then he went to.
He was also in the same bracket of trying, like he's trying to be too extravagant, and now he's extravagant, but it comes across as natural.
Yeah, because what WWE needs to do, and I know they teach promo classes, but they need to send these guys home to learn how to talk. Like, you need to go to your local theater class and like learn how to talk, learn how to, sound more natural on the mic versus I'm going to beat you this Friday night at Kansas City for SmackDown. Grr. Go ahead, boss man.
Sorry, I was going to say, but the problem you have is that every single thing that they're saying is written out for them.
Yeah.
And they're basically reading a script. So again, the acting class thing doesn't really work, because the thing is, it's supposed to be you. Well, it's supposed to be a more amplified version of who you really are. So the thing is that you look at any promo from yesteryear, it was them, but it was an amplified version. So usually what they'll get is bullet points of, right, we want you to talk about A, B, C, and D.
Yep. Now you have to go out and recite verbatim, and that's a huge problem when it comes to a lot of people.
Exactly. This isn't Shakespeare. This isn't. And plus, the thing is, the things they're written isn't Shakespeare. It isn't well written. It is stuff written by people who, with the best will in the world, can't write promos. The thing is, because they're never going to be able to sound as authentic as you can. Because you look at the people who are successful even now in the business, they're people who can ad-lib. So you look at like CM Punk, Eddie Kingston, MJF. I know I haven't named the AEW guys, but I'm sure there's other guys that can name. Like, I think Reigns does a lot of his own stuff.
Yeah, like when the crowd gets involved in trying to put you off the game, and then you see someone like Shawn Michaels just throw it right back in their faces. Like it's absolutely all. I'll tell you one person who I don't think is that good on the mic, but he's been around forever, is the Undertaker.
Yeah, Undertaker's never been a mic guy.
When he was the badass, he was. It's a bit hard. Like sometimes it was good. Actually, I'll take it back. When he was the badass, he was not too bad. But when he's the Undertaker and he's cutting a long ass promo and he's trying to stay in that character, mate, it just you might as well be dead, because it's just awful.
This is why I was so glad when he had Paul Bearer as a manager, and I was pissed when they broke him up. I'm like, I think it's a little too soon to break up Paul Bearer and the Undertaker.
WWE does that. They don't know how to keep. I mean, I'm surprised New Day are they still together?
No.
Kinda, yeah, kinda. Biggie and Kofi and Woods are, yes, and Big E's a single star now.
But the thing is that, like as I said, like the thing is, people can sense authenticity, because the thing is, you look at Stone Cold Steve Austin. Why did he get over? Because Steve Austin, even though they would say to him, right, you'll say A, B, C, D. When he delivered stuff, you believed it because of the way he delivered it.
Yep.
Because you're like going, is this guy legit? Because even now, what is he? It's got to be like nearly. I think he's like nearly 50.
He's over 50. He's over 50, dude.
He's 49.
Really?
Hold the hell up, because I'm gonna research this. Give me 1 second, boss man.
He's amazing, man.
Okay,
he's
Stone Cold.
Years old.
Yeah, because I was about to say he ain't just turned 50. Yeah, he's 56. He could come out, but yeah, you could have Stone Cold Steve Austin go to the Garden tomorrow and sit there and talk in the ring for 2 hours and not have one match, and it'd be one of the greatest shows of all time. That's how good Stone Cold is.
But the thing is that you look at the way he spoke, you're like, what is he on the level, or is he just? And the thing is, the fact that you question that, whether he was legit, not like when he would say stuff, you're like, does he legit not like this guy? Because the thing is, the way he would deliver it is that like you believed it. And the thing is, you look at. I mean, I know. We're not trying to go again. People go say we're talking about AEW again. Well, again, I'm comparing the promo style, so that's what I'm
Yep.
comparing. But you look at the way Eddie Kingston does it promo; it's exactly the same. Stone Cold Steve Austin in that.
And you also have to consider too that in AEW they have leeway to say like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna touch on this, touch on this, touch on this. Whereas WWE, you don't get that freedom unless you put in a certain amount of time.
I mean, like when MJF, I think it was a few weeks ago, said that what's his name? That Brian Pillman Jr. should that his mum should have swallowed him. I don't think they could have said that on WWE programming.
No, not today. Not today. You ain't getting away with that now.
The thing is that Sam just left and he doesn't even know the context of that.
No, but it sounds absolutely hilarious that your mum just swallowed him. But the funny thing is though, like when I see the crowd getting involved and trying to ruffle the feathers of people doing their promos, well, it's just I've seen some of these guys. They still try to cut the promo the way it's supposed to be, and it just sounds so inauthentic. But they should be, registering what the crowd's saying, and it's ruining it. But then you see Vince McMahon going through the same thing, and he will just react to the crowd and goes, like they'll say, you screwed Brett, you screwed Brett. Go, yes, I did. I'll screw him again because you're allowed to do that, Vince McMahon, and that's okay for you. But you will never let anyone else do the same sort of shit, and that's what's so bad. I mean? It's like one rule for him and one rule for everyone else, and it really pisses me off.
But moving on from Jomo, they let go of Drake Maverick, and he was a good comedy dude. I mean, granted, I haven't watched WWE Raw in years, but from what I've seen of him, he's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, but as I said, the thing is that I think I brought this up to you before. Is that like he got rehired last time?
Not this time.
Because of that crying video he did, and I think they hide him back. Like I think it must have been within the day, if not in the week, and he just hide it back again. And it's just like I don't think he's coming back this time. And I think the main person that's behind this is Nick Khan. Yeah, because I think what he's doing is he's getting rid of the big inflated contracts he had. Because you look at Braun Strowman. Bray Wyatt, all these contracts that they had that they don't need anymore, and they just got rid of them. And not to mention too, they're trying to balance that budget out now because they're like, okay, this is how much we want to spend on talent. We're trying not to go over that, so we got to trim the fat, and we got to try to do some reductions everywhere we can. Like I'm pretty sure even lifers now, like Taker and Shawn, even though they've put their time in, even they are probably taking somewhat of a reduction too, because they're trying not to, overspend on these legend contracts and all that jazz.
Yeah, and so people like Shawn Michaels is doing other stuff now. He's doing movies and he's doing Christian films, and he's just getting, he's spreading his wings a little bit. I mean, they finally got to do that as well. Yeah, they finally got a chance to use their popularity that they've garnered for decades in the WWE and just put it into other things. And they're set for life. They've got nothing to fucking worry about. But it's always a handful that are set for life. Everyone else is fucked. Yeah.
But as I said, the next person I think is going to go is going to be Charlotte, considering how much she has.
Oh yeah, she's leaving. She's leaving. It's a given. Yeah. Because
recently Becky Lynch released I don't know how shooting this promo is, but it's pretty shooting. Whereas she basically called Ric Flair sad. And she said that Charlotte Flair, what was it that she said about her? That it's not a gender issue, she's just a bad person. That's basically more or less the context of what she said. She said it in an Irish way, but she said it like that.
And with Charlotte, she wants to go to AEW to go be with her man, and I don't blame her. I'm like, you may want to go be with your man and start making babies. You might want to start a family. I mean, you get older, the chances of having your family go down, so now would be the time to have kids if you want to have kids. And then another one that's going to go, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going to go, more than likely.
But I'm going to predict another one. You're going to say no, but I think Bayley's going to go. Considering the shit show that is that women's division now, I think she's going to go. I think she's going to say, I can stay here and be made to look like a joke, or I wrestle a woman in a superhero outfit, or could go to a company that at least takes it semi-seriously.
I think speaking of shit that's going to go, NXT as a whole is going to go kaputski within probably the next couple years. NXT will be a thing of the past if they keep doing what
I'm going to ask a question now, and again, this is not a got you question, but it's a legit question. Do you think Triple H is going to go? Because I think he could.
If he wasn't married into the family, I'd say yes.
No way.
No,
That guy wants to take over, man.
look at what Shane did. Shane left the company, I think it was like for about 8 years or something.
Yeah, but he's a McMahon dude. He's pretty much connected to that company, whether he leaves
so Triple H, he's married to Stephanie, so that's
but he can just get divorced. He's not blood, you know what I mean? It's a whole different ball game. You know, as far as he's concerned, he needs to stay in that family, not ruffle any feathers. You know, Shane can ruffle all the feathers in the world. He will still always be attached to that business. Triple H is one divorce away from never being a part of that business.
Triple H could walk away tomorrow and start his own company if he wanted to. He's got the brains. He's got the money. I'm sure to do something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think since he's married into the family, it's not going to happen. But if he got divorced, it's a likelihood that it could happen. But I don't see it yet.
Well, the thing is that I think Nick Khan could piss him off so much that he goes to AEW. I could see it going.
He's always greener. He's got a good thing going on here, dude. He spent spent a good portion of his life integrating into that family, marrying Stephanie McMahon, and fucking being like, you know, an average wrestler who ended up being top tier, you know, for decades. I'm sure he's not going anywhere. He put
let's keep it real. Triple H has stepped on a lot of throats over the years. We've seen it happen.
Yeah.
Remember WrestleMania 19, everybody. Yeah.
Booker T. How can we forget?
Yep.
Well, the thing that, I don't know. As I said, but the thing is that again. But I think that I hate to say this, but AEW should be doing the same things that they're doing. I'm not saying get rid of everybody, but lowering the amount of talent they got because they've got so much.
They're going to get there. They're going to get there. Give it time.
Well, I think that what Tony Khan needs to do is make a list of people who aren't cutting the mustard and get rid of them. And again, not saying that you can't come back, but to say, look, you need some seasoning, maybe in Impact or what ROH is going to be, or maybe MLW or any of these C-list stores where they can go and make some money, maybe appear occasionally on TV and get a new character going and stuff like that, something that works for them. And
then speaking of NXT, just to stay on topic, all of Hit Row is gone now, and I'm like, man, those dudes were hot as hell in NXT, and then they get called up to the main roster. B-Fab gets let go like within a week, and then all of them got let go, so they didn't even get a chance to get over. But I'm ooh.
But I mean, NXT, I think it wasn't that long ago, so I think we're talking like near enough a year ago, was one of the wrestling programs on television.
Oh, yeah.
And it seems to have switched in like half a year. It's gone through from being like just only wrestling, where it was like guy after guy. Yeah, there'll be some promo parts, but they were to promote the story or promote a match. Now they're having entire programs to promote nothing but bollocks. I don't know if you saw this week, Jose, but there was a thing where they did a poker segment that was straight out of Flaming TNA, where they're just there going they're going, here's this card, and they're literally having what the rules of poker are. So if you don't know what the rules of poker are, they're like,
oh, Vince, oh, come on, man.
If you've not seen this, people track this down. Literally, do you know that saying? It's like watching paint dry. This was on a wrestling program. This was like watching paint dry. Look, if I want to watch poker, there are entire networks where I can go and watch it. You know, there are programs that do it for me. I do not want to watch poker on my wrestling program. Yeah.
Long story short, Boss Man, because I know you said in the chat you were like, "This is leading to the downfall of wrestling." No shit. It's over. We've said that many, many times. This is nothing new.
Well, it's just because as I said, it could come back, but because wrestling goes through peaks and valleys. But I mean, the thing is that, but I'm waiting for the company to grasp that lightning in the bottle, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they won't do that as long as Vince is in charge, and as long as Nick Khan is cutting people left and right. It's just going to go.
I'd wait for if AEW could do it if he caught that lightning in the bottle. But
AEW would have to have that core group of guys, and if Punk and Cole and Danielson can't do it right now, I don't know who in the hell will.
If I was AEW, I'd try to buy TNA.
Yeah,
I would try to buy TNA, still have them as a show, not buying them out and then and get rid of them completely, but have them like try and bring back some of the oh god, I forgot the word now, but the different like sort of federations in like wrestling used to be before Vince McMahon bought them all out. Territories.
Yeah.
That's it. Try to make it like a territory.
Have Impact be a season in place for guys to go learn to work.
No, but bring back the 6-side, make it familiar to what was so popular about it. Give it some of that little bit of budget again, but it looks so fucking cheap ass right now. It's ridiculous. Mix it up a bit. Have guys go to TNA. Have guys come, go to AEW. Spread the love a little bit, and then have 2 shows going up against WWE, because at the end of the day, everyone seems to has an ard-on to always want to go up against the WWE, which shouldn't necessarily be the case. But they want to all the fucking time. I don't know why.
Because the thing is that this is AEW's problem. Is that what a be WWE. The thing is that be yourself. Be the best version of you can be. Because the thing is, don't care what they're doing over there. Think, right, how do we get to that next level we want to get to? And the thing is cut it for the fat. Stop doing stupid ass shit on your programming. Stop doing it where every match people go out to the outside, because it ruins it. It ruins the specialness of that. Because all use that, and then stop throwing every single flaming match stipulation into a pay-per-view or into a thing. Because once every pay-per-view has a counts full everywhere, 4-person tag team match, it just gets a little bit fatiguing, because because again, you got to make sense of why that's there. Why are they having a cage match? Why are they having a ladder match? Why are they having a Royal Rumble? So make reasons for it. So those days in WWE are gone, though, for damn sure. Like, they're gonna do, Hell in the Cell for the sake of doing Hell in the Cell. Like, Edge and Seth Rollins was probably the best use of the Hell in the Cell they've done in God knows how long. Probably since Brock and Undertaker a few years back. But now, Jesus. I think what you're going to see with WWE is it's going to go up, it's going to go down. I'm not excited for the future of WWE. I think I'm going to skip WrestleMania season. I'm seriously considering it. I'm not hyped for Survivor Series this weekend. I don't care.
WWE set up WWE set up its own downfall.
Yep.
I was a hardcore wrestling fan. Bobby Black was a hardcore wrestling fan. You yourself watched less. Boss Man's always pissed off of everything he sees. How did it end up like this? We should still be watching it. We understand how everything works. It's not like it's new to us. We understand it's predetermined and all of that, but we should still be watching it. Why is it not popular anymore with us? I've watched it for years. I just, I didn't care of that. I was 30 years old when I watched WrestleMania. I was a grown-ass fucking man. Why the hell am I not, involved with this shit anymore? And I'll
tell you why. Because they rush out shit now. They don't build like. I'll give you a perfect example of what I mean. Like, I don't think it was that long ago. I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago when they had The Rock come out to be the guest host of WrestleMania, and then for a year.
That was a decade ago.
That was a decade ago. Sorry.
Yeah, that was 10 years ago.
Oh, really? I didn't even know it was that long ago.
That also ruined the Miz versus Cena main event. Miz's moment. He got thrown in the fucking shade.
But what I'm saying is that they built that for a year. They built that for a year of Rock versus Cena at WrestleMania. They built that for an entire year.
Only to turn around and do it again the very next year, because we have to have everybody get their damn win back.
They made it a title match as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So again, and the thing is that there's no long-term booking anymore. It's never the best long-term booking they've done so far has been Edge and Seth Rollins.
Yeah, that's probably the best feud they've done this entire year. Edge and Rollins is it,
because they built it on something that both guys would naturally do, being the people they are. That Seth Rollins is this like maniacal, sort of like messianic wannabe figure.
Sociopath, yeah.
And Edge is this like wily old veteran who's coming in for one last run. That's a good story that they've told with that. And Roman Reigns has been the best character that they've written in quite some time. And again, it's took this long, and actually he getting involved with his character, Paul Heyman, as well. getting involved in writing his character and does this. But and I'm going to say this: SummerSlam this year has been one of the worst built Big Four pay-per-views I've seen in some time. Because I do not give a shit about Big E Lanston.
You mean Survivor Series?
Survivor Series, sorry.
Yeah.
Survivor Series always gets the bad end of the stick. There should be Survivor Series matches full on, yeah? You know what I mean? Like it was in 1991, which was the first time I saw Survivor Series, and I fell in love with it. You know, it was like all Survivor Series matches.
And why can't we have like the Survivor Series brand supremacy shit mean something? Like, okay, the winning team gets something at the Royal Rumble. Yeah,
SmackDown always win just to give SmackDown clout. They always fucking win that, you know. Like, but I don't want this like necessary brand versus brand. I want that these writers to use their fucking heads again.
I want to create rivalry. It's like get a heel team full of like guys you hate, and then get a face team with people.
Remember when we used to get implications at Survivor Series like Brock versus Goldberg? Granted, it was one of the worst matches that ever fucking happened, but they teased it, and it was like, oh shit, Brock and Goldberg are going to wrestle at WrestleMania now. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and it began at Survivor Series.
Yeah, it's like Survivor Series used to be the show where you would get WrestleMania implications. Wake the fuck up, WWE. Let's go. WrestleMania time is coming. Literally in less than 6 months.
Well, apparently, I say the word apparently, the reason that they made NXT 2.0, and I have to say it like that because otherwise I'm going to get the name wrong.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
It's because apparently they want to use it as a breeding ground to get the next WWE WrestleMania main eventer. But I asked you this question: who on that show could you see main event in WrestleMania? There's only one guy I see, and that's Braun Breaker. So
I was about to say the same thing, only because when he goes one-on-one with another wrestler, he's got a 33 and third chance of winning. And then you take his 33rd and a third % chance, and you divide it by 65, so he'll get 2/3% chance. Steiner Math. Hashtag Steiner Math. If you kids haven't seen that, go look that shit up. It's
by the way, just a thing. His name should be Rex Steiner, not Braun Breaker. Just one sec.
It's a Vince McMahon thing. That's all that can be said.
I mean, every other star that they have on that, they use a star like that. I do not want to see again. I don't want to see. What's his name? The guy with the tash. What's his name? Damien. What his face is? I don't want to see him. Dexter Lumis. Sorry, I don't want to see him. He annoys me. I don't want to see that Joe Gacy knobhead. I don't want to see him anymore. If he tells me any more about the fact that I'm woke or virtue signaling, I swear I'm going to slap the screen. I'm trying to think what else. Like, you know, and the thing is that the women's division, which used to be really good. I mean, we're talking like 4 or 5 years ago when it made event in WrestleMania. And then I know no one gives a shit anymore because like Becky let her go and have a child, which, you know, perfectly fine, but they didn't build on that. And then all of a sudden they have a comeback and Fabian rock bottom their champion, who looks very strong before that, and made her look like a complete chump.
Mm-hmm. But all right, anyway, as we get ready to wrap this up because we're running kind of low on time.
Sorry.
All these WWE releases, there's going to be more coming, as y'all know.
Yep.
We will be back. It's inevitable. We'll be back. We don't know whether it'll be today, tomorrow.
How many wrestlers WWE's got at this moment in time?
Roster?
40?
Hell if I know. Yeah.
Just wait. Roster numbers.
As far as their main roster, they're probably down to maybe 150 people.
207.
Okay. Damn.
107.
200.
Yeah, okay. I mean, but those are like guys in developmental and shit like that, yeah?
That's between WWE, NXT, WWE, Raw, SmackDown, WWE, NXT, NXT UK, and 205 Live.
That's going to be another thing that falls before we wrap this up. NXT UK is going bye-bye.
And 205 is as well, probably.
Yep.
I mean, but they're going to have to start thinking about Royal Rumble. Yeah, and
that's what the hell we're saying. Like, start waking up. It's almost Royal Rumble time. It's almost WrestleMania.
You're getting rid of all your guys. You're getting rid of all your guys. You need 30 of them at least. I know a lot recently they're making wrestlers do double shifts now. Like, but there was a time where if you had a match on the Royal Rumble, you wouldn't be in the Rumble because you've done your job. Now you're having a match and you're in the fucking Rumble. You know what I mean? It's like no rest for the wicked. And It's absolutely fucking ridiculous.
And next thing you know, they're going to do the same thing they did with Brock, is where they'll make it a non-title Royal Rumble match. The WWE champion will be in the Royal Rumble. Actually, both of them will probably be in the Royal Rumble because that's how short their roster is going to be.
Yeah. No, I mean, the Royal Rumble is one of the best ways to make a new star, in my opinion. Some of the I mean, it hasn't worked all the time, but you know, it worked for Drew McIntyre. You know, it really did, elevated him to the big time, winning that, knocking out Brock Lesnar helped as well. Considering Brock, I mean, it was really cleverly done. Watching that Royal Rumble, Brock Lesnar cleaning house, and then finally Drew McIntyre comes in, and he's the one to knock him out, and then wins the Rumble at the end.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, I apologize. It's my bloody.
All right. Before we wrap this up, I'm going to go over to Facebook. So the block says soon WWE will be finished. Barely beat AEW. What ratings for wrestling? 1.8 on a good day. Well, yeah. I mean, you also have to take in consideration, block, that live TV these days is mostly dead across the U.S., across the U.K., and across the world. What's the point of watching live now when on demand, streaming, torrenting, pirating all fucking exist?
I mean, it's about time they put the pay-per-views on a Saturday night, because having it on
Thank
a
God.
Sunday is the most stupidest thing ever, because it makes it impossible for people forward in time to watch it. Michael Forley says, he's on my Facebook, but he wasn't able to do any messages. Says, yeah, it's a shame, to be honest. Kevin Owens will be next to leave WWE. Is going downhill. You know, Kevin Owens is a star, man. Like this guy, you know, he's like, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he's the same as Mick Foley, but here's a guy who doesn't look like he should be. He's not your stereotypical looking champion, but he's got everything to be he's just got it. He's got everything about him makes him a champion. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's won he's held the WWE title.
He's done it. He's done it. He won it once.
Yeah, but he's not a standard bearer, unfortunately, because he's got everything about. I mean, he would be so much better than AEW.
Now Zam's connection is starting to freeze.
Yeah. I
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you. But there are guys who I think are getting nerfed by WWE's wrestling agenda, or what you would call it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Well, listen, I think we deliberated.
I think we can wrap this up.
No problem. Now, look, next week we're going to be doing something demanded by one of our colleagues here at on No Budget Productions. It will be NWO versus DX.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're going to be discussing that, the rivalry, maybe some dream matches and dream scenarios as well. And well as some moments as well, like when DX invaded WCW, you know, and basically as well as NWO being pretty much the entire fucking company of the WCW involved in it, and then they became the Wolfpack, and then they just fucking lost their way.
My mother and I have to renew our memberships in the NWO. I don't know if your guys' memberships is due, but yeah, it's about time.
Yeah, when they went Wolfpack and stuff, I just like, I was like, okay, you guys don't know what the fuck you're doing. Like, some things needed to end. But they just prolonged it. They didn't nip it in the bud when they should have.
No.
You know
it got really bad when it was like NWO Red and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, Wolfpack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'll have plenty to say next week when we talk about it.
Yeah, but like I said, we're talking DX as well, and we're not just talking. When I say DX, not just Triple H and
Shawn Michaels. This is everybody.
New Age Outlaws, the whole fucking bunch. You know, I mean, everybody in there. China as well. You know, so we've got a lot to talk about that. So keep an eye out on NerdTube and No Budget Productions for that. Vance from No Budget Productions will be talking to us about that as well. Until then, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to NerdTube. We are the greatest YouTube channel you never fucking heard of. We will see you cunts later. Bye-bye.